Trust is huge when it comes to building a team on your business. And this is particularly true for content creation and for your message, because your message is really the focus of your business. It's the North Star of your business. And the content that you create is forward facing. It's something that your audience sees right away and that represents your vision, your values, your voice, all of those really important pieces of your business. So let's talk a little bit about what to do when that trust gets broken between you and a content creator on your team. This might be someone on your internal team. It might be someone that you've hired and they're working on a contract basis. Whatever the case, trust can be broken in a variety of different ways. So let's start by talking about a couple of those different ways in which trust can be broken or tested. Some of them are very simple, such as, missed deadlines or expectations that aren't quite met, lack of communication. Maybe the content is not the quality that you expected when you brought them on, or not the quality that they told you they could produce. A lot of these little things can happen. And then there are some biggies too, like what happens if a content creator plagiarizes? What happens if they steal someone else's work and pass it off as yours? That's a big deal, potentially. So what do you do in these different situations? How do you handle them? And I think the first thing to consider is, how severe is the issue? How big is it? Is it a single missed deadline and that's never happened before? Or is it something like plagiarism? And you kind of have in your mind these different buckets. Okay, if it's a light breaking of trust, if it's a slight thing versus a severe thing, what does it look like in those different situations? So I kind of group it into three categories in my mind. I have the, here's a little bit of a breaking of trust or a miscommunication. So a light thing. Here's a medium level thing. And then here is something that is severe on the far end of the spectrum. And within each of these buckets, you can decide how you're going to approach it differently. But there are a few things that kind of encompass all of these situations. First is knowing off the bat how severe the issue is and deciding that pretty quickly. This doesn't necessarily have to be something that you talk about with the content creator, but it might be something that you talk about with a trusted member of your team. Maybe you have a COO or an OBM, or maybe you have a business partner, and you can bring the issue up with them and decide, okay, is this a serious transgression or is this a not so serious transgression? Once you've identified how serious it is, then you can move forward. Address the issue with transparency. Once you know how serious the issue is, then you know how to move forward and you can bring the content creator into the conversation. You can talk about, okay, here's what I'm seeing. Can you tell me what you're seeing? And go through what the incident was and what it looked like, and offer how you're perceiving it and give them the opportunity to offer how they're perceiving it. Transparency is huge in this case, and it really allows you both to the opportunity to address the issue with integrity. And it's up to your content creator to choose to be transparent, and that really is telling whether they are or not, but it at least gives them the opportunity. Next, allow an opportunity for reconciliation. Allow them to make amends if the issue isn't too severe. You may have a zero tolerance policy for plagiarism. You may decide that that is a no-go in your business. And trust me, that is something I completely understand. We have a very, very serious anti-plagiarism policy in our business. And it is something that I have been very